Boys and Girls. Today we're playing with a welding cart. I searched high and low to find what I wanted. I wanted 2 tiers because I plan on getting another welder one day. And I wanted it to be kind of decent. Go online, there's a whole bunch of choices. Like obviously there's like some $30 and $40 ones. They just didn't look like they had enough room to actually put another welder under here. And I got a little flex core that will probably end up living there, and we got another one coming for that. So this one is from Northern Tool, Klutch, I guess is how you say it. Not the cheapest. It's like $140 plus shipping, and they could ship it to a store, but the store's far enough away from me that I'd rather just pay the shipping. So anyways, it looks like that on the box. It looks like this when you pull it out of the said box. Pieces there, pieces over here. So anyways, what we're going to do is I'm going to start putting this together and take pictures as I go. I don't have a stand to even try and do a time lapse. I don't have a GoPro. So please like and subscribe to help me get a GoPro. That'd be nice. And I'll be right back. Alright, I retract my last statement. We are going to show you actual assembly because the instructions is all verbal. That's the only picture you get. So, for my setup here, we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, 8mm wrench, 10mm wrench. Alright, so next. Alright, step 1, find the base plate, which is the bottom of the whole unit, right here. And then it says find your axle clips. They look like this. In the rear, because this will be the front of the cabinet, you can see there's where the casters are going to bolt on, the 4 bolt holes. In the slot, put your axle clip. It does not say which way it goes, so we're taking our best guess. Alright, and now that we got our axle clips in there, we need to take the axle and slide it through. I'll do that with my other hand once I turn this off. See how it slides through the clip. How the clip is at the top. Now it says to slide your wheel onto the axle. Let's see if we can do that. Oh god, I need a camera stand. Now a washer and a carter pin, and repeat on the other side. Okay, the wording on this is not the greatest. So now they say to grab the left side panel. Alright, and these side panels are going to be stuck together. They're shipped together, and it will make like a little box. You might not notice that they're at first that they're separate panels. Find the left side panel, and you need to match up the holes that are in the bottom, because that's where the caster goes, and the pre-drilled holes along the bottom. Now, they want you to use these little screws. Alright, and there's going to be 4 of them that you come from the bottom up into these pre-drilled holes. And once you're done with that, you can move on. Alright, so you got the screws in, you got the side panel on. Now you need to find your caster. And they just say 10mm bolt. Okay? And what they're meaning is that the head is 10mm, because there's nothing on this whole entire project that is 10mm in diameter. So these little bolts, they give you a whole big pack of them there. Do not have washers. Alright, it doesn't say anything about a washer. But what we're going to do is you're going to get 4 of these and put them through the base plate and through the caster and tighten them down. Alright, should be to this step here. Now, repeat on the right hand side. Alright, so it should look like this. Should have both casters on, both of the sides on. Now the instructions say to get the middle shelf. Alright, the difference between the top shelf, right there, and the middle shelf that's going to be easily identifiable is these little holes right here along the sides. Alright, they go down through the shelf there. And if you look, there's holes that correspond with them along the top. So we're going to put these together like so, and we're going to find more of these little screws and put in there and screw it down. Alright, there we go. We have a little box. Now we're going to get ready to do the door hinges. Alright, it's time to do the door hinges here. So their terminology is a little odd. So they say a Phillips head bolt. Alright, so they're talking about the Phillips head screws. They're about 16 millimeters long. They want you to slide it, put a washer on, and slide it through the hinge. Put the said hinge up here. Of course, you should have 2 of those on there. And then you're going to use a flat washer on the back, a lock washer, and a bolt. So now we're just repeating the steps on the left side of the hinge, just what they're going to say. So it's just bolt, washer. On the back side, you'll need a flat washer, a lock nut, locking washer, and a nut. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we can move to the next step. Alright, now it says to find the left side vertical panel. There's 2 of these. They look very similar. Alright, they're wide at the bottom and they're at the top. What you're going to have to do though is line up the 2 bottom holes, and then there's 2 holes here that should line up. The channel part faces out, it says, and we use these 10 millimeter head screws to locate it in the bottom and tighten them, but not all the way. So let's get to it. Alright, so we got the bottoms located. Now you're going to need 2 bolts and 2 nuts, and we're going to line up these holes here, tighten them down, tighten the bottom ones down. Alright, so we just repeated the other side, same thing as you did on the left side. Now we get the cylinder support. This is also the back of the little cabinet. It is going to probably be slightly bent, and you're going to have to force it down, but basically it's going to slide down like this, and these holes right here will line up with those, and these captured holes right there will line up with those on the bottom. So I'll get to that. Alright, so slide it down, get the 2 at the bottom lined up. These have nut certs on the other side, so it captures in there. Get them in there, but don't tighten them all the way. Get the other side done. Come up and do these 3 at the top. They take bolts and nuts on there. And now we get to move up to the top. I'm going to start at the rear first, putting a bolt in there with a nut, but leaving it loose, and moving it to the front and putting bolts in there and then tightening it. Top's on, bolts are in. Oh, I gotta tighten that one, don't I? Tighten all the bolts, which I forgot. And then put the handle on. It's going to take the longer 10 millimeter bolts, 10 millimeter head, not the size of the thread. And then flat washer on this side, bolt through, flat washer, lock washer, and nut. After you're done with that, we get to put all these little fun guys on for the wire holders. And that'll be our next thing. There it is, all assembled. So that wasn't too bad. Actually, the wording of the instructions are really good. The problem I'd say is the illustrated parts catalog in the back is horrible. Like, the picture's okay, but the showing what hardware is what is not that great. But it took me about an hour, so hopefully the little steps I showed you help you get it done. This actually fits pretty good for my little flex core welder right here. Fits in there, plenty of room. The little locking cabinet, I don't care that it locks, but it is nice to have a little cabinet to put my stuff in, you know, throw some welding gloves, some welding spools in there, and plus I got room for my next welder it would come. So, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helped you. If it did, please give me a like and a subscribe, and get out there and get our projects done.